What's up, guys? Jay, MorninAfterKill, and I'm back here with some brand new Destiny news and information. Hot on the heels of Bungie going live with their newest expansion reveal, The Rise of Iron. Bungie just dropped a huge update on their website outlining some major changes coming to the character subclass, changes that by the time this video goes live will have already taken effect in-game, going live on Tuesday, June 14th at reset. And this time, Bungie has brought out the Nerf gun, and they aimed it specifically at the hunters, and not just at one subclass. Nope. It's being aimed at all three hunter subclasses. Now, before you get all up in arms and you start throwing wild accusations at Bungie, or you're running around screaming, "Oh my god, the sky is falling," because even though a lot of these changes will be taken away from the upside of the hunter's best abilities, it's also bringing up some of the lesser used abilities at the same time. So while the hunters might be losing a bit of overall power, they're also gaining a little bit of extra utility on the battlefield. Although, for now, we're just gonna try to ignore the fact that there is literally no word on what Bungie plans to do with the Stormcaller's godlike melee range. Even Warlock players admit that the range on the Thunderstrike melee is just stupidly, ridiculously broken. But Bungie indeed did pull out the Nerf gun today, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at exactly what Bungie pulled the trigger on in the Hunter's Gunslinger subclass. First of all, before we get into anything about nerfs, let us all rejoice. Hallelujah! The Golden Gun will be receiving a much needed damage boost. My fucking hands hurt right there. That is the loudest I've clapped in a long ass time. Holy shit. But finally, after 2 years of just wondering why the Golden Gun is dog shit dookie in PvE, we'll be getting a considerable boost to its base damage output, as well as further increasing the Golden Gun's damage when the Deadeye perk is selected in the subclass skill tree. How much more damage, you may ask? The base damage of the Golden Gun will be increased by a hefty 50% in the Crucible, and an additional 30% against AI combatants for what sounds like an 80% damage buff for the Golden Gun in PvE, with the Deadeye perk boosting it an additional 30% extra damage on top of that 80%, giving the Golden Gun a well-needed potential to do 110% more damage, if I am currently reading this properly. Which should give more emphasis on not only using the Gunslinger subclass, but also pairing it with exotics such as the Celestial Beasthawk, finally giving the Hunter the cannon that's missing in the glass cannon category. Sadly, it will be coming at the cost of the Trip Mine Grenade no longer attaching to enemies, and a slight 3% damage reduction on top of that. If you're looking for anyone to blame about the Trip Mine nerf, y'all motherfuckers need to go on Twitter and blame Little Big Okie and his fetish for sticking motherfuckers across the goddamn map with his fucking trip mines. I have no idea how that motherfucker does it, but it's absolutely amazing. But Bungie did say that they intended the trip mine to be used as more of a trap, sort of like a mix between a Bouncing Betty with a 360 trigger radius and the Claymore from the Call of Duty series trigger it when you walk over it, less of being used as a sticky explosive throwing knives, which honestly, I feel you, Bungie. I get it. It makes quite a bit of sense that it's meant to be more of a trap and not an explosive throwing knife. Now, consequently, they are also buffing the Swarm Grenade, which will be getting a 0.5 meter armor distance increase and a 7% damage buff for gunslingers out there looking for an alternative, although I'm still pretty sure that the Swarm Grenade's still going to be very much underused and underutilized by most gunslingers out there. Throwing knives, though, of all things, throwing knives have received a 10% damage reduction overall. I couldn't have called that one if you gave me a fucking crystal ball. Like, seriously. I'm like one of the people that's been champion over the last few years for them to buff the goddamn damage on a throwing knife, but yep. Bungie said, fuck that, and they went and reduced the amount of damage by 10%, which I guess they're trying to stop the overall amount of one-hit kills that an incendiary knife can get you, although Titans can just walk up to you and kill you by shoulder charging you with a one-hit kill, and you got the Warlocks with their godlike range on their Thunderstrike. I really don't see the need for nerfing the throwing knife, honestly. Although, I don't expect those of you guys out there that like to use your one-shot hand cannon and throw the throwing knife combo. I don't expect that to be affected too much by these changes. More of them just trying to get them one-hit kills with the incendiary knives on up out of there. But the Circle of Life perk, which literally nobody in the game ever uses, except for me. I use it because it gives you a +1 armor stat to gunslingers. Yeah, that will no longer give you a +1 armor stat to gunslingers anymore. But instead, the perk has been reworked to allow throwing knife precision kills to reduce the cooldown of the golden gun instead of extend the duration of the golden gun. It's like the worst perk in the world for like the last 2 years, and it finally got a little bit of extra utility in the game. For those of you guys that like to do your throwing knife precision kills, you'll now be able to use your golden gun just a little bit more. Kind of sad to see the extra little bit of armor go, especially if you're like me and you run a max agility gunslinger, god damn it. And finally, the scavenger perk will now increase the amount of grenade and melee energy awarded by 33%, which will give you your throwing knives back a little bit faster, which will allow you to work it with the new Circle of Life rework perk and get your golden gun just a little bit faster. So like I said, the gunslingers are going to have a little bit more overall utility, even though the top end of the gunslingers is being brought down just a little bit. Over the Horizon perk will have its hidden +1 recovery stat moved to the Chain of Woe perk as well, to give extra incentive to players to use the Chain of Woe over the Horizon. And also, Gambler's Dagger, you can't forget about that, you know. And with the recent change to throwing knives and Scavenger and the Circle of Life perk, I don't really foresee a lot of gunslingers giving up that extra throwing knife, especially since you'll be getting them back a little bit faster with Scavenger, and it'll make your golden gun cooldown just a little bit faster when you're getting these precision kills with the throwing knives. And I don't see people giving that up for a reload speed buff perk, to be perfectly honest. Maybe Bungie needs to take a look at the Chain of Woe perk, see what they can do there. Maybe combine Chain of Woe and Gunslinger's Trance into one cool perk and come up with something completely different in that last row, because I don't really see a lot of people using Chain of Woe these days. And like I said, with the rework of these perks, I really don't see people giving up their Gambler's Dagger anymore. Not one bit. So, my name is Jay. MorninAfterKill. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. If you could leave a thumbs up on the video, I'd highly appreciate it, because it gives me motivation to make more videos for you motherfuckers that watch my motherfucking videos. Stick around, though, because we will be going over all the other changes to the subclasses as well. It's just that we're already like 9 to 10 minutes in a video. There's been so much changes in all these subclasses that if I was to go over all of these in one video, you'd be sitting here for a half hour, and most people most likely stop watching at the 8-minute mark, which means 20 minutes of information goes unnoticed. And I want to make sure that you guys watch as much of each vid as I post to get all the information that you need to get. So stay tuned. There'll be plenty more on the way where that came from. So, my name is Jay. MorninAfterKill. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys later.